So in this video I'm going to talk about what I am intending to pack when I'm gonna be going on some hikes. So I have like a couple of different hikes that I'm intending of doing this autumn of 2019. So some of those hikes potentially will be like, daytime hikes, or maybe like one night away and that's it. So it will be like not like a super long out in the woods type of hike, but some of those hikes are also going to be like a little bit more extensive potentially. So I need to have like a whole packing list. I need to be potentially, if I'm going to do some of these longer hikes, I need to have like all my equipment packed really well and like have all the necessities with me. So I am potentially gonna go to for a hike in the like mountains of North Sweden, which means there's going to be like a little bit colder temperature, and that is also going to be like mountain area, so it will be quite, like more uphill walking, a lot of wind, reindeers for sure, but like colder, it could be even snow. And also I potentially will do some more wood type of hikes in North Sweden, where it will be like woods. I might will have some cottage where I will be staying during those hikes and test out like some tents and stuff. And then I also have some hikes that I'm intending to do in the very south of Sweden, which is not, some of those are like one day hikes, and some of those are going to be like, a couple of days hikes, but I might have accommodation during those hikes. So I wouldn't be staying in a tent or something. We will see. And also potentially going in south of Sweden, it means I might be going to Denmark. And then I have intended to do like hike in Greece, in the area around Athens, so a little bit more in the I don't know, some mountain area of Greece, which means it might be more like rain, drier climate. I don't know exactly how it's going to be in the around October, end of September type of in Greece, but I will read about it and get myself updated. But that's like a different climate. And then finally I have one more hike, which is going to be in Jordan, and it is part of Jordan Trail. So that is considered also one of the nicest trails in the world, with the scenery and everything. And I've been in Jordan during different parts of the year, and there can be some rain and a little bit cold weather during the late autumn season. So I'm assuming I need to be prepared for a lot of things. But I'm currently trying to figure out what I would need for all of this, because I'm also simultaneously doing these university studies. So I have like my master program, and I have a bachelor thesis, and I have 2 other courses in the university. But so it means I cannot be like away for 10 days, just out in the woods somewhere where it's very remote. I need to plan my hike so I will be able to combine this, So I made like a list. I actually made an order for one like I will make a haul of this, later once I receive this order. But I made an order of a rucksack, which is partly, I think, waterproof. And the website that I ordered these things from is called Decathlon, I think. It is a French like sports web shop. They selling like sport equipment for, I think, 70 different sports. I have it in my laptop actually open, and yeah, it's 70 different sports that they are catering for. So they have like for hiking, for camping, sailing, everything, you know. So I found like this rucksack, which is not, because if you're doing like hikes that are going to be for a couple of days, so you need to have with you like a tent, sleeping bag and food and all these things. You need, that's what they sort of estimating, and I think when I actually been out on hikes in the past, you need around 60 to up to 80-liter bags. It will be like a bigger size, and you need to have proper, like, you know, support where you have the shoulders, so you are not like straining your back or like shoulders or something when you're walking. But the bag that I order now is only 20 liter, so it is catering for, like, you know, daytime, like over the day, couple of hours types of hikes. And it had some side pockets on the outside, and then it has like a proper, you know, like like proper type of oh my god, no, what is it called, like a bag, you know, where you can keep stuff in. And it is, I think it's supposed to be very lightweight as well, and it had quite good you know, support for the shoulders, and there was also like a clipper thing, so you can make, you know, around the waist or whatever, you can have some extra support. And also I ordered another bag, a rucksack, which is in a very lightweight material, but it is foldable, so you can fold it into almost zero size, you know. And what I'm aiming of using that rucksack foldable thing is for my shoes, because I most likely, if I'm doing some hikes for a couple of days or going to some area where I will need to take more than the pair of shoes that I'm wearing, I will pack them into such type of bag. As well, I was thinking, if I'm doing a hike and I'm like out in the woods or mountains or wherever, and I have like maybe a tent somewhere and I need to go away some other, maybe 1 kilometer or a couple of 100 meters in some direction, I could use that lightweight rucksack and put like my camera, you know, some valuable stuff in there, and just take them with me. So that is what I have ordered. Also, I ordered a fleece jacket, and the fleece jacket is quite essential to have. So what you want to aim at when you're doing, like, looking at the outfits that you would be wearing doing hikes, is to have like layers upon layers of clothes instead of having like super thick clothes. So I would have like some long sleeve high neck shirts and some like tights, workout tights closest to the body, and then I would have like a fleece jacket and some soft shell water resistant trousers on top. And I would also have one rain proof, sort of waterproof but lightweight and fast drying, and with a hood type of jacket that I can use if it's raining or if I need some windshield shield or whatever, you know. But the fleece jacket is really good if you just want to keep warm. But you also, I really like the jackets that you can open and close, so you don't have to pull it over the head, you know, because that's just too much hassle if you're having a rucksack on the back. So yeah, a fleece jacket. And when you are not like hunting, because some of my, you know, outdoor experiences has been hunting, you know, because I'm from some remote area where we're doing hunting, you know. So when you're hunting, you're wearing like these green, like very like camouflage clothes, because it's matching the environment that you are in and doing the hunting. But for doing some walking where you're just hiking, you want to be visible in the area, so other people, potentially hunters even, can actually spot you there. And if you would get into an emergency, it's quite good to have some color that is popping rather than being camouflaged into the whole surrounding. So the fleece jacket color that I picked is like raspberry red. So it definitely stands out. You would be able to see me like from really far distance if I'm out which is quite good because in case something happens, it's much easier to spot me. As well, no hunter is going to take me for being some, you know, animal lurking around somewhere. So that is really good. And then I made a list of some other stuff that I'm going to sort of try to get hold on in the next coming weeks, because my first hike, that would be for a little bit more like that I need to have my whole packing and stuff, would be beginning of September. And then up until now, beginning of September, I will have some hikes that would be like, you know, daytime, just over the day, couple of hours. And I want to test that before I'm doing any more demanding, challenging type of hike. I want to test out all the equipment, ensure I know exactly what I'm working with, where I have all my stuff, you know. Because if it's late in the evening, and this is an experience I have had in the past when I've been doing hiking in the mountains in Sweden, is that if you have not tested setting up your tent and it's like dark and windy and rainy and you are super tired, it's not the best like conditions to having to face setting up a tent and figure out all the, you know, tent stakes or whatever. You know, you need to know how to set up your tent before you're going in some more demanding and challenging hiking stuff, you know. So let's start. So I talked about the clothes, you know, so let's go over the whole list of clothes that I would be wearing, sort of. So I would have like one layer of like a long sleeve shirt that is in a breathable and fast drying material, and then I would have some workout tights. On top of that, I would have some form of like soft shell and water resistant type of trousers that are also protecting from the wind and, as I said, the water, and also easy to sort of dry in case I need to wash them. And then I want to have the fleece jacket to keep warm, and then on top of that a rainproof jacket that is lightweight and also protecting from the wind. And also I'm a big fan of umbrellas. Even when I've been doing some mountain hikes like in the North Sweden, umbrellas are always a good idea, because you will stay, you know, if it's really heavy rain, you can really save a lot of like, you know, wet clothes and like packing and stuff by just having that umbrella that you can sort of just shake off the rain from. And so I'm definitely going to have an umbrella with me. I might also take a rain poncho, because that can also be good if you're going to be seated somewhere, or if it's super windy and the umbrella is just like flying all over the place and it's super heavy type of rain. And also socks. So every like hiking session I will be having 2 pair of socks on. So one thinner type of pair that is more ventilating, you know, like breathable, and also one thicker sock, and this is in order to protect from blisters. And also a good hiking shoes. I was actually intending to get some hiking shoes that have like a higher, you know, like wrist protection type of thing, but I think I heard some people saying that, you know, you don't want to have too much like support for the wrist, because you want your wrist also to build up strength, so you won't, you know, face some unbalance in your muscles and stuff, you know. So I think that I'm going to take some lower cut shoe, and actually I'm preferring a little bit lower cutted shoes to walking because I find it more easy. But some people, they do prefer to have proper boots. I do want to have waterproof boots because that's super important, and some good like ties for the shoes. Maybe even to take an extra pair of ties with if you're going for a couple of days of hike, because in case one of those break, you want to be able to repair your shoes, you know. And also if you're going to be hiking in somewhere where there is sand, you want to have a shoe that can, you know, sort of stop the sand from getting into the shoe. So I want to find a shoe that is working all around in different hiking scenarios. But waterproof is really important. That's my number one thing, you know, because you can actually sort of, you know, increase the heat inside of the shoe just by using different layers of socks and stuff, you know. Uh, and then for the head, you want to have, I will take a cap with me. I will also take something like this, like a bandana. This is actually a scarf, but I will take a bandana that can cover the entire head. I can use it as a beanie type of thing, and I also will take two different scarves, and I could use them to wrap my head and also use it as sun protection, because I tend to get burned here on the side of my face and on my forehead. So I would use the scarf to cover my face if I need to, and also to cover the neck. And potentially, so I think I would have, I don't know how many scarves I would end up with. Maybe the maximum is 3, because I want to have one that I also can use for washing. Because if you're out hiking, you need to have a scarf that you can, you know, dust off sweat and, you know, use if you're going to do some washing of your body in some lake or something, you know, you need to have that. It just simplify the whole process. And also a pair of gloves, because it can be cold, and also if it's sun, you want to protect your skin as much as possible away from the sun, and just applying sunscreen in some cream format is not going to do it, you know. So very important as well. The hair will get very sun damage if you're exposing it to the sun constantly, so you need to keep it protected, otherwise you're just going to end up with your hair is just going to break. So very important, especially if you're walking in desert, then it's even more like you need to protect your entire skin. That's like with clothes, you know, not sunscreen but with clothes. Also, I'm probably going to take some like leisure, like pyjamas, whatever, you know, that is warm, but that I can sort of change into, especially if I need to wash any of the clothes that I have with me or let them dry. And also for if you're sleeping in a tent, in a sleeping bag, you want to have something else than the sweaty and maybe, you know, like dirty clothes that you've been wearing during the day. You want to have something else, you know. So those are the clothes. I think I covered everything in that like clothing section. I also will take sunglasses obviously with me, preferably a pair of sunglasses that are not sliding off my face but that is really staying on. So maybe some sunglasses that are more like close to the face, because if it's windy you don't want to end up having all the wind blowing on the inside of the sunglasses. And then one important thing, because I said I will take a cap. The cap is going to have like a protection from, like a net that is protecting from mosquitoes and other types of small insects. So I can use it as a cap, and then if I need to protect myself from insects, I can also fall down the, you know, like net, so I will keep my face and neck away from any insects that potentially will be along the tracks and trails and whatever. Also maybe some mosquito spray or something is quite good. It's always good to have something like that. And yeah, and also another thing when it's concerning clothes, I will take some, and this is something like more like cotton type of, but still fast drying shirt, like a long sleeve, more like loose type of shirt that I could also use if it's very hot. And you can also use it, I mean, to wash your body with as a cloth, and you can use it just if you have nothing else to wear, and or if it's too hot to wear a fleece jacket, or you can wear it on around your waist. And you can also put, because I sometimes using like a shirt as a form of storage space. I will put my phone, maybe my credit card or something into the shirt and tie it around my waist, so I keep all my valuable stuff next to my body and it's easy to reach for. So that's also something I would take with me, and also you can use it, as I said, to wash your body if you need to. So that is all the clothes, and I am going to be looking for some hiking shoes that I still haven't really figured out what I'm going to get. I have some options potentially from Merrell, which have vegan boots, but they might be too hot in some climates, so I might going to look at the Decathlon, I don't know how to say it, but they have some good hiking boots as well, which has a little bit lower um, wrist protection supporting, and also they are quite good in price point. So in case I don't like them and if they're getting ruined, I can always change out to something else.